Today, we're going to talk about distance on the coordinate plane. But before we do, we have a special treat. It's geometry story time. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, in 1958, in a land far, far away, Gary, Indiana, a baby was born with music in his soul and magic in his feet. By age 6, he was performing in front of cheering crowds with his brothers. He went the distance with his music. He really showed how far he could go. His career lasted the length of his life. Michael Jackson, the one and only king of pop, teaches us to use ABC to go the distance. That's all for today's geometry story time. So we see that Michael Jackson, whose one of his first famous songs was ABC, teaches us to use ABC for our right triangles to find distance and length, because he went the distance in his career, which lasted the length of his lifetime, and he really showed us how far he could go. For all right triangles, we can take the arrow from the box to find C. The other sides are A and B. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. When we do distance or in the coordinate plane, we use the same concept. Triangle ABC is plotted on the coordinate plane below. What is the distance between A and C? So I'm going to look here at the corner at B. That's a box. That is a right triangle. So we see that the box is at B, arrow straight across, that's side C, and the other two sides are A and B. It doesn't matter which one switch for A and B. We're going to count them. So side A is 6 units long. We're going to count side B, which is 8 units long. And then we can plug it in our formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 6 squared plus 8 squared equals X squared. Plugging this in Desmos, we then find that X is 10. Let's try another one. What is the length of WF? Here, WF doesn't have the right triangle drawn, but I can follow the grid lines and do that myself. I trace up and over, and you notice we have our right triangle because we have that box in the corner, and we count up 12 and over 6. So our box is in the corner. Arrow straight across, that's C. My other sides are A and B. Doesn't matter which one's A and which one's B. I usually start with the shortest for A. So then, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Plug in our numbers. 6 squared plus 12 squared equals X squared. We can plug that in on Desmos and look for our x-intercept, and our x value there is 13.4. Last one, we're given AB with endpoints at A, 1, 5, and B, 9, negative 4. What is the length of segment AB? We don't have a picture, so what we're going to have to do is use our digital graph paper. I'm going to pull that up, and I'm going to plot those points first. So I have 1, 5 at point A, so I put a circle there and I label it. And then B, 9, negative 4, I put a point and label it, and then I connect the two. Now I can follow the grid lines, count, 9 on one side, 8 on the other. Notice where I drew along the grid lines, I've got a box in the corner. That means it's a right angle, so I go straight across from the box, and that's side C. My other sides, A and B. Now I can take my formula, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Plug in my numbers, 8 squared plus 9 squared equals X squared. And I can use Desmos to plug that in. I put that all in on the first box in Desmos. I look for my x-intercept, and that is at 12.04. Okay, that is all for distance on the coordinate plane. Let's practice a little bit together.